party chat, please. Are you pulling my plug? Please work this time. Please. It's working. It's working. Go, go, go. We are go. Thank God for that. Hello everybody, and welcome to round 18 of the SLR T1 League. And today we are heading to the Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez here in Mexico City. Obviously the newer track rather than the old track. I did prefer the old track actually. I've driven that on R Factor with the Peraltada, etc. As we're going around that at the moment with Savis, the new one anyway. As we cross the line in the Ferrari car. There's not many people have set their qualifying laps so far. And this week we've got a few familiar names rejoining the grid. Finnish boys decided to step in this week. Don't know how much practice he's actually got in, but yeah, we've also got McRider. We should have 15. I'm expecting AJ to join in the middle of qualifying, which is okay. It means we get a stream anyway. Because without them two, we will be struggling. As the Dutch Hunter is currently in P5. As I'm diving away from the point, we're going to talk about the championship. The championship cannot be won today, which is nice to know. I mean, Jojo won A1 yesterday, but today it cannot be won. What can it? No, it can't be, because there can only be 66 points clear. It needs to be 75, which keeps things more interesting. But Kalkas and Doan and possibly even Connor need to score more points than Surface, because Connor can go outside of the contention today, that's for sure, but he needs to keep on top of it. We've currently got Doan on pole. I'm expecting that pole time to come down, seeing as Jojo did a 0.4 yesterday. With it with assists, but I'm still expecting that time to come down a little bit, probably to a mid 13. But at the moment he's on original pole by 0.3 of a second. And my room is very cold at the moment. We've got Messina out there and all that. We're going to get some telemetry up before everyone complains, and some detail. We're all on the soft tyres, I presume, as he comes across the line. With a 13.8, just half a tenth down on Doan. The person yet to set a lap is Surface, so I don't know what he's playing at the moment. But he needs to pull his finger out and get on track. On board with McRider, who's back racing in T1 this week. This will probably be a familiar sight, because next season he's likely to be racing in T1. He might not win T2, but he's definitely quick enough to be racing T1 next season. He's got the pace to be up there. I mean, he got podium on debut. We'll see what he can do today. It'd be very difficult for him to do a lot with it today. Dario's currently P4. I'm expecting him to improve by about half a second on that from what I've seen in practice. The Dutch Hunter has now gone up into P4, just about. So nice work from him. We've only got 9 people who've actually done a lap so far. Got Connor out there on a lap. And Doan V has gone a little bit quicker, only by a 10th of a second, but it makes all the difference to 0.7. And he'll be fairly happy with that. Let's see CYP out there on a lap. Well, starting off actually. So we'll watch him. We've got Kalkas out there on the lap, who's gone purple in the first sector. Going through the middle sector, the very dangerous middle sector. Apparently I'm very quick in the middle sector for some reason. Might be because of my high downforce setup, but yeah, it's purple in practice, and here comes Kalkas, who's gone purple in both the first and second sectors. So he's flying at the minute, the flying Finn, literally at the moment, as he comes around the final few corners now. Just keeping it nice and cool, not going for the wheel spin. Yeah, he gets a little bit, but he comes across the line and it's going to be a 14.0 only. Purple first and second sectors, but the third sector seems to be atrocious, because it's still 0.3 off. I'm expecting a bit more from Kalkas. at the end of the session. Obviously, I think he got pole last week, and then kind of bottled it from there. On board with Dario at the moment, another driver who's capable of beating that time, to be honest, with the track evolution as it is. Going through the middle sector, nice and calm and collected. No track extending. He's up by 2/10, so he'll probably just put himself ahead of Kalkas depending on this last sector. But he knows he can be up there, that's for sure. Is that a corner cut? If it's not a corner cut, I'm going to use that. As he comes by the final corner now, I don't think he has corner cut, because he's still going to the line, to a 13.9. And that puts him 2/10 off the lead. We've got CIP who's now 6/10 off in P6. Savis is yet to do. Oh my god, I thought he cursed. That would be classic commentator's curse. And he's down in P11 at the moment. I'm pretty sure he knows he can improve that time. And he's backed it off, I think. No, how is he? Not 100% sure. He's going to come across the line anyway, and don't know what kind of lap time this is. It's 15.1. Why am I watching last year's? Oh, okay. Rain. I don't know. It'd be nice to have a bit of rain, but judging on yesterday's race, I want a bit of fun as well. We've got Surface out there who's unable to have completed a lap at the moment. He's down in P14 at now, and that's not ideal. Him and Connor Millix are all out of position, really. There's no rain in qualifying, that's all I know. As the Renault is heading through the middle sector, he's set a purple first sector time. So he'll be very happy with that, coming through the middle sector. He's definitely on pace. Going through the left, right, I don't even know. But it looks very quick indeed, and this is probably going to be purple. I'm wrong. Oh, damn it. As we headed through the last sector, I was trying to call it. Shit. So it wasn't a very good last sector, middle sector. Maybe he's running a high top speed setup. As we head across the line now, it's only a 14.1. And Don V is up the bar in qualifying at the moment, as he heads the line, and Messina's gone quicker with a 13.6. And speaking last season's pole was a 13.9, so we're already up on that quite easily. Well, Don and Messina, everyone else seems to be quite struggling to get anywhere near that. He's given up on his lap, and there's nobody further down. So we've got Dutch Hunter on a lap, and Don is backed off. So we've got Dutch Hunter on a lap, and that is it at the moment. So the Haas driver, he hasn't been going purple, so he's not nowhere near the top of the timesheets, but he can possibly even get third. I think that would be his aim. I don't know how quick he is around this track. He's half 10th down at the moment now, as he heads through the final stadium sector, the beautiful stadium sector. It's unique as well. There isn't anything like that in the Formula 1 calendar. It'd be lovely just standing there one day. As we head across the line now with the Hunter, and it's a improvement, but not by enough to make a difference at the top of the timesheets anyway. Don has started another lap, as he's all locked up into turn 1. Messina's in the pits, so we'll go on board with the Mercedes, the form driver, I'd say, on the grid. He's been really quick. He's been winning the majority of races, and that's putting himself in half a chance of the championship. I can't help but thinking that Surface's gap at the lead is a little bit too much for anybody to be catching, even if he has a disaster. He has to get a DNF somewhere, and then things become interesting, as Don has missed the corner. And he's missed that corner, and as you can see, it's invalidated. We're on board with Dario. It's just a 3/10 up, which is interesting. And it looks like the slower drivers of the grid. The slower of the top 5-6 drivers are coming to the forefront here, because usually it's like Kalkas, maybe Surface in 2 or 3, and then Doan's in the mix. Messina's not really ever been there or thereabouts, and Dario hasn't. I don't think he's ever had a pole position, and he's going purple at the moment, and he does look really smooth. And you see that, look how nailed that Red Bull looked through that S section. I mean, he doesn't get much better than that, revving it in 6th gear as we head round the final sector now. He'll be hoping not to invalidate it. He doesn't find the apex, but it doesn't really matter the way he takes the exit. And he hasn't had any wheel spin out that last corner as he comes across the line. It's only 0.8. I expected a bit more, I'm not going to lie. Boar and Pole has joined for some reason. I'm going to double check. I haven't seen something. No, go away. Apparently meant rider had something to do with Surface's lap. CYP and Milik are both out of the session, so Milik's starting last again. Seems to be his favourite position. As Connor is now in P5, by the way, so that pushes everyone down a little bit more, and that becomes a bit more what qualifying should be. As Kalkas comes to line, and he hit the wall. I don't know if he was meant to do that or not. Oh, he's retiring. He's given up. And that's Kalkas done with this qualifying session, and he's given it up in P4, and that isn't ideal for him. And this means it's really between the top. I mean, Connor's given it up as well, so has Messina just come out of nowhere and got some pace? I'm not sure about that. I'm surprised no one's used the slipstream tactic at the moment. I mean, Surface is still out there, he believes he can improve, and I'd like to think so. Dario is calling it a day, so it's between, I would say, maybe even the Dutch Hunter. I mean, we don't know. I can't say I do know. I'm going to go on board with Surface as he's the first person to start his lap. He's down in P6 at the moment, the championship leader. He really needs to pull something out the bag in this later stage of qualifying. I would say it's pretty crucial for the championship, but as you know, it probably isn't. I expect Dario to fall a little bit. We'll see what this first sector time is going to be like. Is it going to go purple? No, it's not purple, so it's not a good lap so far from Surface, as far as I can tell. Dario's retired, obviously. We've only got 7 cars with the 6 cars out there on track at the moment, as checkered flag has fell. As we head through now the middle sector, and it looks pretty nailed by Surface. Let's see what the middle sector's like. It's a purple middle sector by Surface, but I can't help thinking this first sector might be letting him down a little bit. But we won't really know until he gets to the line now, as we head through the stadium section between the 2 grandstands and under it and round the back. And here we go. Will this be pole position for Surface? P3. Who's next? Come Doan is giving it up. Messina has gone quicker. What a lap. As he's gone on pole now by quite a bit. He's gone pole by nearly 2/10, well, 1/10 and a half. Well, all these people joining. But yeah, that is a surprise. Messina, his first pole position this season, I believe. Just ahead of Doan. Doan will be happy. He's ahead of Surface. That's all he really needs to do. Just make sure he finishes ahead of Surface, or maybe get a good start to turn 1. Pole position's not the best thing to have around this track. Surface will be in an optimal position, really, just behind the pole. sitter. And well, we'll find out in a minute. A few people have joined. But yeah, it was fairly close qualifying. Not as close as I thought it might be. But Messina had something to do with it. We've got Dario P4, he'll be happy with that. I mean, he could have been up there. I think of all the people, I had a lot of confidence in Dario. But it wasn't a bad lap in the end. Calcas was struggling, and a little bit Connor as well. In 5th and 6th, it's not ideal. With McRider P7, Dutch Hunter down in P8. A little bit surprised is down there after a strong start to qualifying, with CYP P9 and rounding out the top 10. There's Blunt. And who is Larry FC Pro F1? Who is he? Oh, he's gone now. I'm glad about that. We've got AJ as well joining the grid. He'll be starting at the back. So we've got 15. That was a plate. Oop, I've just moved my fridge. Yeah, Blunt hasn't had a good result in a very long time. His results are fairly shit, to say the least, of recent. It's back into the season anyway. And it's really messing him up a little bit. And we are away for the formation lap and everybody's spawning in. Yeah, but Blunt's only down in P10. Both Ferraris have really struggled. I thought with Sabis coming in that them two would really kick on a little bit. Maybe just get solid points every race pretty much. So I thought that's where they would be. But CYP has done well to pick up the pace. Same with Dutch Hunter. He was nowhere when he first started racing with us. Yeah, we have 15 drive, not the 16 that it says there. AJ just started 16th because of the other guy that left. But yeah, it should be an interesting race. My prediction for the podium, I'm going to say Doan's going to win. I think Surface has to get a podium this week. I'm going to say Surface P2, and I'm going to put my neck on the line and say Dario's going to get P3. I mean, that is dangerous, but Dario's driving well this weekend. I've seen what he can do. And it's put my neck on the line to say Calcas won't get that P3 because he's got pace. Might not be his favourite track on the planet, but he will definitely have decent pace in this race. I'm going to say Calcas will do an F, and that'll be the end of his championship. That's what I think. Did I say Dario win as well? Oh, okay. That's my fault. I'd say Doan win, Surface second, Dario third. Got my tongue tied. I was thinking about Dario all the way through there. He's got good pace. I don't think he'll win though. I don't think he's won a race this season. I'll double check that on the old standings. No, his best result, he's got 2 second places at Australia and Silverstone. So Silverstone's a pretty similar track in terms of there's a lot of S-bends and stuff like that. So maybe that's where his pace comes from in this weekend. But as we are waiting for the lights, as you can see, they are now on, and we are heading to 5 red lights, and they are out and away we go into turn 1. And Messina gets a nice start. Doan doesn't get away as well as he'd like. We've got Calcas going 3 wide into turn 1 with Doan. There's also Dario. It's very difficult to see. I'm going to sit in behind with McRider at the moment. Calcas is round, and that was predictable as we head into turn 1, and Calcas is at the back of the field before we even head into the second sector, as we're going 3 wide into the second sector. Messina's got away a lot better than I thought he would. As we head round now, and it's Surface and Doan. Doan is going to force him out. Connor's had a bit of contact from Dario. Dario is heading right around the outside of Connor. I don't think he'll find much room out there. And that means he's still going side by side with Connor, and that's going to be dangerous. Contact, but he gets away with it. He fought. I don't know if he ever took off the track or not, but Doans manages to force his way past Surface into P2. Millix is up into P8 from 14th on the grid, by the way. Also got Dutch Hunter in P6. The other person to fail on this opening lap was McRider down in P14. So yeah, very interesting opening lap as we head on to lap 2 now. And the biggest gainer is, we've got to say, Millix and possibly Blunt. Surface will be happy with that opening lap, getting himself up onto 3rd. And here we go, on board with Blunt. Will he be able to get anywhere close to the rear of the Dutch Hunter? As Messina's already picked up a 5-second penalty for exceeding the track limits, which will probably get removed. It's one of the stupid ones that you get for accidentally cutting it a little bit. It's a warning, and then they decide to slap on a 5-second or 10-second penalty. But Kaukas is the only one in the pits. He'll be hoping for a safety car, that's for sure, in this race. And I'm hoping some close battles like we did in the A1 race yesterday. And that was very exciting indeed. But at the minute it's all single file stuff. No one's really getting to the rear of the car ahead of them. I've not put anything on yet. That's I'm turning into Jose here and not put anything on. Millix went for the mediums as well, so he'll be going long and then going on to the soft tyres. And I said a few people would go soft. We had an argument about this yesterday, who was going to do what strategy. Blunt will go hards, I know that from insider knowledge, as Doan sets the fastest lap of the race. And he's already pulled a massive gap on Surface. He's already outside that DRS and he's trying to get in the DRS of Messina. And Surface's race pace isn't... It's decent. It's decent in qualifying. It's decent in racing. Just picks up the pieces. That's usually Surface's mantra this season, and probably last season for the majority. And that's how he won the championship. I mean, he finished first or second in the first like 10 races of this season, and that's why he's leading the championship by the distance he is. But now people are starting to get a little bit more consistent, like Doan. Messina's picked up the pace. Obviously he's got that penalty, but we don't know how much of a penalty that actually is. I mean, was it a penalty or wasn't it a penalty? We're not 100% sure on that one. But on board with Dario, he's getting very close to the rear of Surface. And I'm expecting Messina to come back towards these guys now, as he's closed the gap by a few more attempts as Doan. So he's got DRS on this lap, the first lap of the DRS, as we head round the final corner, and Dario's going to attack Surface. Is going to be a sitting duck on this straight. We're going to go on board. I mean, 2/10 is nothing on this straight. It's a mile long basically. Surface goes defensive, but he won't be able to do anything about it. Going on board with Connor, so we can see this. And yeah, Dario gets past, and it's him onto the podium and into P3. It'd be interesting to see what tyres everybody goes onto. That's going to make a difference in this race. Jojo showed yesterday that the medium tyres are probably the faster tyre. Not many people trusted that it'd last, but he made it last in the end. Blunt is still on the rear of Dutch Hunter, 4 tenths behind. We've also got Savis overtaking Skin Up. We've got a little bit of a ding dong here with McRider on the inside, fighting his way back through the field. There we go, Savis, he's got the inside line, which turns to the outside, which turns to the inside. Oh, he had to cut the corner as he was round. CYP picks up his first penalty of the day, and there is somebody around. It is CYP, and McRider just shat himself. Oh wow. And the VSC is out. I expected the safety car to be out there, I'm not gonna lie. And that is yet another DNF for CYP, as AJ is bolted past McRider. I'm pretty sure you're not allowed to overtake under the virtual safety car. Don't know if that was an accident, and everybody's choosing it's now time to pit for hard. And Doan, Messina, not surface. Connor has gone mediums. I don't know if he can do 31 laps on the medium tyre. Same with the Dutch Hunter. I think 31 laps on them is a little bit much. But we'll have to wait and see. I'm not 100% sure. They're expecting a safety car later on. But Doan's gone hard. And the same with Dario. That could be an inspired decision. Because surface has to pit under normal conditions. And they'll probably lose about, I don't know, 5-10 seconds. I mean, we'll have a look at the leader. I mean, 18 seconds. This pit lane is definitely longer than 18 seconds. That is for sure. Currently the fastest lap is going to Doan in P7. Finish Boy is up in P6 now. And the two Ferraris are all of a sudden in 3rd and 4th. Interesting. With Milix in 2nd. They're the only guys yet to pit, with McRider and Savis as well. Going for the mediums, starting on the mediums. Which has turned into a bit of a masterstroke really if you started on the medium tyres, because everyone else has pit early on. And if you get a safety car any time in that stint, then obviously it'll pay off because you can get a free pit stop out of it. And that's what they'll be hoping for DNF further back. As AJ is now last, I'm presuming he pit under the virtual safety car. As we are now on lap 6 of 36 of this Grand Prix. We're on board with Blunt, who's on the rear of Milix at the moment. These two used to fight for podiums, and now are fighting at the back of the grid. Pretty much. It's almost like a wooden spoon for these two at the moment. Well, the back end of the points, I would a bit disrespectful saying back of the grid. And the only other gap is Connor, Dario and Doan. I'm expecting Connor to get past these two, he has to, and then faster medium tyres. Go about half a second a lap quicker at least. So I'm expecting something from Connor. He's saving up all his RS, so he's going to fly past Dario, surely. On the straight. As we now head on to lap 7, here we go on the straight we go. And here is Connor under DRS, and also Dario has got DRS on Doan, but he's not going to catch Doan. But I'm expecting Connor to make a late dive bomb on Dario, who goes very defensive. And they've got to be careful of the braking though, because there's Doan just ahead. And oh, there goes Connor. Oh my lord, he tried making the move on both of them. And he got very, very close, but Connor makes the move on Dario anyway, which is expected, and he needs to make these moves nice and clean and quick without losing as much time as he can and get up the road. I'm expecting them hard tyres to be just squirming all over the track. And we've got Finish Boy just in ahead as well, so they'll have less downforce in this sort of section, so it'll be very easy to spin. On board with Dario at the moment, and nothing on this lap. I think Milix is slowly catching surface. Skinnup picks up a penalty down in P12. And talking about the championship here while we watch Doan get past Finish Boy. Kalku's down in P13. He's pretty much flushing any chance of him winning this championship down the drain like he did last season at the same track. And so here goes Doan down inside, and it looks like he's going to make the move, and here comes Connor. Oh, a bit too far back. Of course, last year obviously he took Speedster out and got banned for the remainder of the season, so that basically turned around and gave Surface the title. But Connor's going to get past Finish Boy this time round. And you got Messina in the background, who was leading this race, by the way. He's somehow down now in P11. I didn't really notice that too much. Well, the hard tyres will end to last the race. If the mediums can do 21, I'd like to think the hards can do 31. But the media, oh, there's a spinner and it's finished by, and he's round with half front wing, so he'll be jumping in the pit lane. Yeah, so going back to the point, yesterday they did 21 laps on the mediums and did about 60%, so I'm expecting about 25 laps mediums max as Surface jumps in the pits for hard tyres, and we'll see how much time he loses as he comes to the end of the pit lane. There goes Doan, Connor, Dario, Dutch Hunter has jumped him, and so has Messina. So he's all the way back down in P10 now. That isn't legitimate because obviously Blunt, Milik, Savis, McRae all have to pit. And Kalkas is now up to P12, only 2 positions behind Surface, but he's a long way behind. Surface picks up his first penalty of the day, which is interesting. We're starting to get the train of the race. And then at the front of it is McRider at the moment, heading through the S-bends with the Red Bull. Dario, who is a theoretical P2, because I'm presuming Connor will have to pit again. And oh my god, that is some train. As Doan now is looking at the rear of 2 cars, and this should get very interesting. I'm expecting it to be 3 wide into, maybe not 3 wide, but Connor's going to get DRS to defend with. I'm just going to watch this battle before we have a look at the penalty situation. Fabio, as we head down into turn 1, here goes Doan and Connor. Will Doan be able to get back past Connor, or is he not even going to try? I don't think he's even going to try that one. But he should get DRS into the middle sector, or both do. It's a double detection. Okay, so that's the end of that one. And I will now look at the penalty situation as it looks like Blunt and McRider both pit. And Kalkas has now got a lot of company back there. The penalty situation, Milix has got 2, Savis has 2, Connor has a warning, Doan has 2 warnings, Dario has 2 warnings, Dutch Hunter has a penalty, Messina has that 5-second that will probably get removed. We've got Surface with a penalty, and then other people have obviously got warning, penalty for skin up. 2 warnings for Kalkas, one of them was a contact warning. We've got a penalty for AJ. So yes, this will be very interesting towards the end of the race to see what penalties. Obviously, it's a more difficult track not to get a penalty with. And judging by most of the grid getting one already after lap 11, suggests that to me there's going to be a few more by the end of the race. And Savis has left the session. I don't think that was meant to be on purpose. I expected him to rejoin though. So that'll be an easy position for Connor and Doan and Dario. I mean, you could say Connor's theoretically leading this race, but on a medium tyres I'm expecting him to pit. And with 25 laps remaining, it's going to be very difficult to take him that long. And here goes Doan, goes through Savis, and same with Dario and the Dutch Hunter, who is hanging on to the rear of these guys. And that will put Kalkas back in the top 10, by the way. With McRider picking up a penalty there. As now we're on lap 12 as Grand Prix. It's flying by. No safety cars, I'm quite happy to say. We've just got pure racing and strategy. And Doan has dropped off the rear of Connor, now it's the second. He's got DRS on this lap, but after this I presume he won't be able to keep within that second, but it's going to be very close. The only person yet to be able to got Savis and Milix. The only 2 guys yet to really make a pit stop in this race. Milix is just trying to keep the fresh air going, and when he pits, I mean, I'd say the pit stop window is about 23 seconds ish. Yeah, 20, that's about right. Just had a blunt. Probably about P8. He's going to come out. P7, 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 P7. As we've got a battle further back between Skin Up McRider and AJ, who are all keeping up with Calcas at this point. Obviously he's on all the tyres, but here goes McRider down the inside of Alfie, and that is McRider into P11. Savas has joined the chat, so that suggests he will not be rejoining the race. Looking further up the grid, we've got Dario 6 tenths behind Doan, but no cigar. And also got Surface 6 tenths behind Messina and 3 tenths behind the Dutch Hunter, who is currently running P5 and running a nice race at the moment. And he's legitimately ahead of him as well. I don't know what happened in the pit stops. And yeah, for some reason Dutch Hunter is now ahead of what was the race leader. In fact, wait a minute, he got that 5-second penalty, didn't he? I wonder if it was a 5-second stop and go penalty. Maybe I can see, because that would explain a whole lot. No, I can't see. It's picked up a second penalty anyway. I'm wondering if that was a 5-second stop and go. And Yegerson is saying that Blunt has a good chance of catching this. I think 8 seconds is too much around here, really, to make a difference. If you're on the medium tyres, then possibly. But I think with them hard tyres, I think he's going to struggle. He's more likely to fall into Calcas, really, and that's saying something. I mean, Calcas is a long way behind. And yeah, Connor's still leading this race. Don't be hoping the mediums just drop off at some point, and then he can take the lead. And we've got really 2 separate battles, and this will help Doan in the championship. I mean, let's say the positions stay as they are. So Connor wins, P2 Doan, and then you've got P3 Dario, P4 Dutch Hunter, P5 Messina, P6 Surface. That'll be only 8 points for Surface. Oh, that's 18 to Doan, so that'll be another 10 points, and I think it'll be like 32 point gap with 3 races to go, which becomes interesting. That's if it says it is. Obviously, if Doan wins, then that makes a difference. Or if Surface has a crash, then that will make a difference. So there's a long way to go to be able to predict this. It's very difficult to predict. Got a message. No, got a tweet. Go away, Football Manager. As I'm on board at the rear of the Dutch Hunter with Messina, and he's unable to make a move. And also Dario is closing in on Doan as well, interestingly enough. We've got 21 laps of this race remaining, and the positions are Milik's yet to pit. I'm expecting him to go for another about 10 laps, possibly. Just hoping for that safety car, I'm pretty sure, which is yet to show itself. Because if the safety car comes out, he's leading the race, pretty much. Lap is 9 seconds. Blunt isn't really catching him either on them hard tyres, so it shows how durable their mediums are. Because even Milik's will have to come out ahead of Blunt on much fresher tyres, on much better tyres as well, if he goes on them soft tyres, which can do 11 laps, I think, if you stretch it. And there's no really overtakes happening. It's calling the DRS train of cars. We've got Dario who's unable to DRS past Doan at the moment, but if he gets past Doan will just DRS back past him, I think. It's kind of just dragging him along at the moment. Connor is extending. The thing is, Doan's not really catching Millix with his tyres. It's not by much either way. So Millix isn't really losing a lot at this point. And he started in P14. As Blunt picks up a 3-second penalty to his collection. And yeah, my point is coming to fruition because Kaukas is catching Blunt as Millix gives up the ghost. And I don't get that. Why would you? Do you really think you're going to go 18 laps on soft tyres? He's way ahead. He's stretched the gap. I mean, he could have just waited another 7 or 8 laps and then it'd have been fine, unless the tyre wear was too much for him. As Messina has overtaken the Dutch Hunter for P4 finally. And these guys are all closing in to Doan. Doan is struggling a little bit. Kaukas picks up another penalty. There's Savis's ghost car pits. Now we've got lots and lots of guys on the run. They've been the really last serious safety car. I mean, Savis, why didn't you retire your car when you left the station? Could have bunched the field up a little bit. We've got a fight for the top of the order, except for that there isn't too much going on. It's a bit of a stalemate. We're just waiting for Connor's tyres to drop off a cliff. With 18 laps to go of this race. On board with Dario and so on, you can see he's just nowhere near close enough. I don't know if he's running less front wing or anything, but Doan is much quicker in a straight line. And then we've just got Choo Choo Train down to P6 where Surface is, who was unable really to do anything about the Dutch Hunter. And then we've got Millix who will close up to that shortly, so he'll be joining that group. I mean, that's the only thing good about it. Unless he thinks there will be a safety car later on, then he can bolt on another set of softs and go for it. I have half a chance of winning the thing, but I don't think he'd be the only one with that idea. Even like Surface down in P6, what has he got to lose? Well, I'm no strategist. As we now on lap 19 on this very long straight, and we're not going to see any moves this time around, and nobody's close enough. Millix is blitzing the fastest lap of the races, as he gained about 1.5 seconds on the lap. So I'm expecting him to not only catch up but work his way through, because he's so much quicker. Skin up picks up a penalty. Here comes Dario. Ooh, very close to the rear of Doan. And that gap is still coming down from Millix. It's now 2.8 seconds. 2.6. In this section he'll definitely be gaining because he has a lot more grip. You can see how he can just pin the throttle compared to everybody else who can just lift off a little bit. And it'll be under 2 seconds at the end of this lap, that's for sure. There is everybody. As AJ's left the session as well. Heading around the final corner, and I think he'll get DRS off of the ghost car. He will. Will the Williams make it to the end of the race? Well, that's the $1 million question. I'd say no. because 31 laps on mediums is, yeah, I think that's impossible. If he does, there'll be lots and lots of questions, let's put it that way. Be a bit of a masterstroke. The same with the Dutch Hunter, I don't think their mediums will last. As old Millix has gone very deep there. AJ's rejoined. Just before finish boy, yeah. Gets to his car. And there's no change at this order at the moment. Doan's leading the train away. Connor leading the race now, obviously with Millix pitting. So this is representative now. And you'll just have a similar pace. Heading around the final corner, and the Dutch Hunter pits. So that tells you all you need to know about the medium tyres. I'm expecting Connor to do the same. As side by side into turn 1, Messina and Dario. This is Messina overtaking Dario, trying to anyway. He's trying to do switchbacks everywhere. Heading down on the second straight, DRS. Dario's got the drive. Cheeky. Well, that's given a bit of breathing space to Doan. It's brought surface back into it. And Millix is locking up into there again. He loves looking up into that corner. And yeah, Skin Up isn't going to be doing a lot this race unless there's something happening with Dario picking up a penalty. I don't know. We'll double check the penalty situation and see if anything's changed. Connor yet to pick up one. Doan picked up another one. He hasn't got a penalty though. Dario's got his penalty. Messina has a penalty as well. I'm presuming that was a 5-second stop and go and he served it. We've got a penalty there for surface as well. So there's only Dona that this lot that haven't got a penalty, which bodes well for him anyway. All the omens are on his side. And we've got an incident in sector 1. I think it's just Skin Up going into ghost mode. Did Skin Up leave the session? Yeah, I think he has. Oh no, he hasn't, he's there. I think AJ's re-left the session again. On board with Millix Jr. as he's now joined the rear of this train, but then softs won't last for too much longer either. There's the Dutch Hunter and McRider going side by side. And it looks like Murada's going to get a bit of a drive out the corner, not as much as the Dutch Hunter. Don't expect a dive bomb here. Oh, and he's locked up there. You saw the puff of smoke from his front left. And Dario is getting really close to Doan now, so Doan's starting to creep into a few mistakes. And this is what Dario needs to do, force the mistakes, because he's so consistent, so smooth at the moment. Is LR Doan. As I head around the final corner, he's going to open the DRS. And go again as Doan is doing a bit of everything he can to keep that position. And here comes Dario there, and it looks like he's going to get side by side. But is it enough to get past? Doan's going to keep his nose in there. And I think that's Dario up into P2 possibly, theoretical lead of the race. And it's good drive from Dario so far, nice and calculated, he hasn't done anything too risky. He's made a very risky move, but he's got past surface, so he's down P6 again. And yeah, what a train we've got on our hands for the last 13 laps. Who knows what happened? Can Connor keep them tyres going? I mean, I don't think so. I've never seen anyone take them that long. Be very difficult. Don't know if he went on the wrong tyre by accident. But he's up front by 5 seconds, so he's going to go on the soft tyre, so he's going to be very quick at the end. But he'll be about 15 seconds off everybody, so it'll be pretty pointless. It'll be around Blunt. If you look at that. gap to lead it. No, it'd be behind Blunt. It'd be closer to the Dutch Hunter. As we look at the intervals, and here comes Dome back on Dario. Into turn 1. Doesn't go for it. As we've got an incident, we've got Skin Up, who's retired from the session. I don't know if he did it in the pit lane, but we haven't got anything coming out. And Surface is struggling now to keep up. Here comes Millix on the inside. He hits Stone, I think, but gets away with it. Here he goes down the inside. He's on the switchback. Beautiful move by Millix in the racing point, and that's him up into P4 as he's scything his way through the field at the moment. He's now looking at Doan for that P3. We've still got a yellow flag in sector 1. There goes Millix running wide again. I think Doan's just picked up a penalty, by the way. Did I see that correctly? No, I didn't. I think it was Millix, actually. It was Millix. Doan's the one who hasn't picked up the penalty yet. But Doan can't keep up with Dario either, which is interesting. So Dario's going to start to catch Connor, I think. And he's got a very good chance of winning this race as Dario. His first SLR win is on the cards. As we head into turn 1, here comes Millix. Under braking, not quite close enough to make the move on the Mercedes. As we head through to there is the penalty for Doan that we've been waiting for. So he's got a few corner cutting tokens now, I would say, if he needs them. But here comes Millix, not quite close enough, didn't do what he did to Messina on the last lap. And they're all over the shop into this mini stadium section bit. As we head now to the left, right, left, right, left. And Millix has so much more grip. And really, he's in 5th gear just to stop the understeer. And on the straight, he's gonna have him easily. Or is he gonna make a move into the hairpin? Not this time around. Gives him a little love tap as well. He seems to be like the rear of that so Mercedes. And Messina's picked up another penalty. And Millix pits. And Connor pits. So the top 4 are now legitimate, and with the penalties I think Dario's still winning the race. Connor's going to come out behind Blunt, and 10 laps to go to close, 13 seconds. It's going to be a bit of an ask. And Millix is down there in P8 now, and yeah, no safety cars in this race, except for the VSC. I mean, I'm quite shocked. McRider's pit, so he's going to go out behind Kelkers. On board with Doan, who knows he's got to take the lead away from Dario to win it. Unless Dario picks up another penalty, we'll double check the situation on that. He's got 2 warnings, so it's every chance. And Doan's got 1 warning, so it's really battle of the penalties. I don't see. I think Surface might actually get P3 because Messina has 2 penalties, whereas Surface has 1 and a warning. So if he gets another warning, then that makes things interesting. But we're coming now to the final third of this race, and it's been a great race so far as well. It's been really close between the top guys. It's been interesting. It's not been full of action, but it's been very interesting at the top of the order. If Connor catches up to these guys, then that could be very interesting as well, but he really would have to set qualifying pace times to do it. I mean, let's have a look what Millix was doing early on in them soft runs. He was doing 16.7s, and Doan's doing 18.4s. So that was 1.7 seconds. He needs like even 2 seconds a lap. It's going to be difficult. He needs nearly 3 seconds a lap, pretty much, to really have an impact on this race. But he's on the rear of Blunt already. So I'm expecting him to get past shortly. With a little bit of DRS down the straight. And start to eat his way into that 10-second gap. I don't think Connor's actually got a penalty either. No, he hasn't. He's one of the few who hasn't got a penalty in this race. So, it could be very interesting, because he can still get a podium out of this. And if you think about the penalty situation, all he has to do is get within, I don't know, anywhere between 3 and 6 seconds of the leader, depending on if they pick up a penalty, to win the thing. I mean, that would be pretty interesting. So it's not over for Connor, and let's not say it's all over for him. So it really isn't. Especially with these guys. I mean, look at them. Just holding each other up, fighting. As McRider sets the fastest lap of the race, Connor was stuck behind. Blunt for half a lap, so that's why he probably wasn't in there for a shout. But he's already within 10 seconds of them. So he's got every chance. There's Messina runs wide. Just trying everything. They're just pushing each other. They can't even overtake. I mean, except for Dario getting past Doan there, which was looks like a masterstroke in the end. Doan's going to get DRS, and so is everybody else behind him. Connor is already nearly within 8 seconds of these guys, and he's going to set the fastest lap, surely. There it is, 15.6. That is 3 seconds quicker than anybody else. Really nice lap there from Connor. Another couple of laps like that, he's going to be within a couple of seconds of surface and in with half a chance of a race win. He's got to use them tyres wisely. Because these guys are just, oh my god. My granny could go quicker through these corners on a fucking mobility scooter. Jesus, it looks so sedate, it's unbelievable. But I can't really say that because I'm slower than all of them by a mile. Except for in the middle sector, it seems. But I did pretty much straight line it. As we head now into lap 30 of this Grand Prix, 6 to go. It's very difficult to say who's going to win because we don't know. It's all to play for. I mean, Connor is now 6.6 behind. I don't think he'll set another fastest lap of this race. No. But look at them, they're just pushing each other around. It looks pathetic. But it's... oh, how much closer do you have to get and not overtake anybody? It's... I mean, Doan's looking now, but he hasn't got a straight line speed, has he? Messina is actually making a dive bomb. I mean, let's go Messina. We want a bit of action instead of everybody just training each other. Go away. We have got a very interesting battle for the last few laps of this race. And what a few races this Mexican Grand Prix has thrown up for us. Probably the 2 best races of the season. I'm on board with Messina. McRider picks up another penalty. That's not a surprise. So we'll have a look at the penalty situation yet again. Dario hasn't picked up another warning. Doan has. He's 1 warning away from another penalty. Messina's got 2. Surface hasn't picked up a warning in a while. Connor has been unbelievable. He hasn't even got a penalty. And he's now within 5 seconds of these guys. You can see them, look at them, just trundling around. Here comes Doan actually for the lead of the race. I got distracted there. I mean, they've been trundling around each other for so long. Doan is taking the lead and taking advantage of probably a bit of lapse of concentration on Dario's side. But Dario can still win this. Not only can he overtake Doan still, he can hope Doan picks up a penalty. So it's still a long way to go. I won't say Doan's got this one in the bag. That's for sure. I mean, they'll just do what they did before as Messina gets very close to the rear of Dario. They're just training each other around, and And all this, look how close Connor is. You can see them. And he's got 5 laps to go to not only catch up but overtake them on as Doan picks up that penalty, and that is vital. I mean, even Surface has only got 3 seconds of penalties. So it all depends who gets the least amount of penalties, really. And Connor is within that 6 seconds I talked about. So Connor is theoretically can win this race. It's going to be extremely close. I mean, even bloody Millix is going to come into contention right at the end. It's down to 3.2. I mean, he doesn't even need to overtake anybody and win the race. Just needs to get back of this train and then he's won it. There's Dario, his second penalty. And all of a sudden, Surface is winning the race. In P4. Because he's only got 1 penalty to his name. But then if Connor gets within that 3 seconds of Surface, Connor is winning the race. And there it is, he's winning the race now as McRada retires from the session. Yellow flags are being shaken out. I don't expect a safety car at this late stage. So Connor is leading the race, unless he picks up a penalty. Somehow, in P5. I mean, it's very interesting. And Messina picks up another penalty. Surface just needs to keep his nose clean those last few laps. And Doan's got 2. Dario got 2. Messina's got 3. Surface has 1 and a warning, I think. 1 and 2 warnings. And then Connor hasn't got anything. I mean, fair play. Credit where it's due. Connor is... I did not expect him to come back. I mean, he won't even... I don't think he'll even take the lead legitimately of this race, but I didn't expect him to be in with a shout of winning this race, and he's proven us all wrong here. But his soft tyres are going to start to go off now, like Millix's have. But Millix isn't P6. Well, actually, I don't know how many penalties he's got to say that. I'll double check Millix's penalties. I'm pretty sure he's got quite a few though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, you're right, he isn't P6, he's probably P7. Or 8. He might be in P8 for all we know. But Doan's just been pushed around. And Dario might be able to get past here. Into turn 1. Isn't many more opportunities. There he goes. Doan doesn't even go defensive. Millix is out. He's lost in the last corner. And Dario takes the lead of the race, but he gets a horrible exit. But he's got DRS to help him along, and here comes Messina. Doan can be down into P3 here. If he's not careful, he goes early on the brakes. Oh, Messina's a bit of contact, but he gets away with it. That's allowing Dario to get away a little bit. But Dario won't lead this race. He isn't. He just isn't. Because Connor has no penalties. With 3 laps to go, all he has to do is keep his nose clean and he's won the race. He doesn't even have to do anything special. He just needs to hang on the rear of this train. Dario's got 6 seconds, which definitely puts him out. You know, Doan's got 6 seconds. Messina's got 9. Surface has got 3. Connor's got 0. And if Blunt hasn't got any penalties, he'd be in contention. Oh, I thought he was going in the pit lane. The understeer. But Blunt's got 2, so he's not going to be anywhere near. As Messina is trying to look at the rear of Doan, as he tries to find a bit of a rhythm. There goes Connor into turn 1, getting a bit too eager on the brakes, locking it up. With 2 laps to go, he doesn't even need to be like this, he just wants the position, and the Surface is going to be sitting duck on here, on them soft tyres. He doesn't need to go for it, but he is. goes deep. Surface doesn't even have a chance to defend that on the outside. Connor's into P4, which is a win. I'm expecting Dario to be third, Connor winning. I mean, I sort of got it right, my prediction. I mean, Surface and Dario are on the podium, but Connor is, not Doan, who's kind of blown this win. And he's blown his chance of the championship at the same time. With 3 races to go, 40 points is very difficult to find. Even if he wins all the races. But here goes Connor on Messina possibly. On the final lap, we'll see that podium, and I'm pretty sure he doesn't know the penalty situation. And he's gone very deep into turn 1, but it's so much more grip. Messina's decided Narnia is a good place to go, and even Surface is going to get past him. So goodbye to the podium for Messina, which is mean he sat there all race. I mean he led the race and was doing really quite a good job of it as well. Blunt picks up another penalty. Connor is on the podium. These two are fighting for legitimate position, but I don't see where Doan can get past now. I think Dario will hold on by any mistake. He's going to get that P2 or whatever it is. Because Messina has pulled it, opened a bit of a gap there. But I don't think it'll make a difference. Unless Surface isn't within 3 seconds. And in fact it's very close, as there is all the it's beautiful. As you can see the podium, but here goes Doan in the last corner. Oh, Dario's out! On the last corner! Wow! I don't even believe it! He just tried holding it around the outside and he's in the wall. He was on for P3. And he's out on the last corner. And Doan took the flag, which gets him P3 in the race. But Connor wins the race from Surface. His 4th win of the season, I believe. Whoa, wow, wow. Yeah, it is his 4th win of the season. It keeps his championship hopes alive and kicking going into the last 3 rounds of the race. But wow, 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 on the final corner he puts it in the wall after all that work. Dario, oh, I don't know what to say. He just took the podium in the bin. I don't know if there was contact, but Doan went for it and it worked out well for him. He didn't cover the inside line. I mean, I don't know why he didn't. Don't know if they were side by side. But I'm sure Connor and Surface are both happy about that. Kalkas and Dario will be absolutely fuming with that race, I'm pretty sure. The only one not to pick up a penalty. And he gets the fastest lap point to go with it. I mean, wow. According to Fabio, Doan touched the rear of Dario and Dario lost it, but I'm pretty sure we're not going to hear the end of it. I mean, Dario will claim P8 either way, even though he did DNF in the last corner, but he did the amount of distance needed. We're going to have a double check that one on the stream, see if we've got an actual view. Going to the last 2 corners, Dario looks really far ahead. I switched to a nice view. I didn't really keep an eye on it. Doan's on the inside. Doan was nowhere near him. Doan didn't even, he was just on the inside and he drifted by, literally. Oh, wow. I've got it on stream. Perfect view. I mean, Dario just lost it on his own on that outside. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. What an end to the Grand Prix. I don't really know how to end that now. But we'll have a look at the championship standings, make sure we understand that. So Surface got P2, so that'll be 18. We've got Connor with 26. Doan got 15. And Kalkas got 6. So the championship standings are as follows. We've got Kalkas and Connor both on 53 points behind Surface, and we've also got Doan 45 points behind with 3 races to go. It's likely that the championship will be concluded next week in USA with 2 races to finish. But we'll see if Doan can keep it alive. We'll see if Kalkas can keep it alive. Depends if what Surface does really. It's his first podium since we got second in Singapore. But to put into context of Surface's wins, Surface has 4 wins. Kalkas has 5 wins. Doan has 3, and so does Connor. So he hasn't got many wins, but the podiums are just so consistent. But Doan's having his purple patch of podiums as well. I mean, the last 8 podiums, last races has been on the podium. And Connor's first win since Hungary has really put him in with a little bit of a shout with 3 races remaining. So yeah, guys, thank you very much for watching this Grand Prix. It's really exciting in the end. I mean, imagine binning it on the last corner for a podium. Wow. You won't see much drama, much more drama than that. Thank you everybody for watching. I've been NO57. I will see you in USA for what could be the title decider. Thanks for watching, and I'm out of here. Good night.